Alright, everyone. Ignore the background, my cat's just being obnoxious today. He has not stopped doing that for like 30 minutes straight, and if you're wondering why I'm not opening the door, quite frankly, it's gonna be hell for my shelf. So, yeah. Just why, so just try to ignore the cat as much as you can. But the main point of this video is to talk about Maul Shadow Lord. And I really think that Maul Shadow Lord is probably one of the best, if not the best, animated Star Wars shows since the Clone Wars. Because, dude, the animation is just so smooth. I mean, dude, it's almost addicting. I binge watched the entire thing yesterday, and it was peak, bro. I mean, that droid, bro, with that like almost gentleman-ish accent, just just it's just a really good thing, or just a really good character. But yeah. As for the rest of the show and the rest of the characters, I think Devin was probably like the main focus, besides Maul, of course. Because now, spoilers if you haven't watched it. I don't know why you wouldn't have, but pretty much Maul wants an apprentice, and Devin is pretty much, impressionable, easy to manipulate, and so he does. And as for Master Daki, yeah, he's a pretty good character. I think he just had a lot of wasted potential, with him getting fucking slimed out in that finale, or just straight up executed. I mean, dude, that was brutal and probably like the saddest scene in the show. Cause, dude, I almost shed a tear, bro. Because Master Daki was kind of like the reasoning of the series, the wise guy, if you will. He kind of prevented Devin from turning to the dark side and kind of pushing back on Maul's influence. And yeah, I definitely think that was a good premise, but he had a lot of wasted potential. He was a good character, I will admit. And yeah, he just had a lot of wasted potential, and with him getting stabbed through the damn heart by Vader, and that was just cold. But as for the two Inquisitors, Marok and the Crow, or the first and 11th brother, dude, they were absolute beasts. I mean, dude, when Marok first showed up in like episode 4, I think, I mean, you could tell he had some fucking aura, dude. Like, he was not joking around. He was a real step up from Ahsoka, or from the scenes I've seen from Ahsoka, where Ahsoka literally just sliced him once and he just turned in with a bunch of Night Sister mist. That was kind of ass. But the fact that they gave him kind of a redemption arc in Maul Shadow Lord, he is a really good Inquisitor. He's probably my favorite Inquisitor, because, dude, now like old like knight style armor. You know what I'm talking about, right? And dude, his voice is just so deep and intimidating. It was honestly probably like, I mean, I think he has probably more intimidation points than like Vader. And yeah, I know Vader is like the main villain in the entire saga, but like Marok was like actively pursuing them throughout the show, and Vader just showed up randomly at the end of episode 9, and that was kind of like a weird ass cliffhanger. But him and the Crow definitely got a time to shine, because they both died to the same person, that being Ahsoka. But I'm glad to see that they gave him gave both of them kind of a redemption arc and gave Maul some badass lightsaber duels. Because, dude, that was just mastery of Disney to do. It's probably that and or are probably the two best Disney projects ever. And you cannot argue with that. I mean, yeah, maybe some can argue the Clone Wars Season 7 that came out in 2019 or 2020. I don't exactly know. But, yeah, it's definitely in the top 3 Disney projects. But, yeah, the kind of the super commandos or Mandalorian commandos that Maul had and Rook cast. And she was a beast until she, just got dragged away by Vader, along with the other Mandalorian. I think there was like 8 Mandalorians at the start of the show, and then, you can obviously see that it kind of like dwindled down. And I think that was a good detail, not to like just always have Mandalorians kind of like protecting Maul. I think it was kind of like foreshadowing like his loss of control over his syndicate. And it was honestly a pretty good show, I will admit. But I'm really pumped for season 2. And yeah, it's pretty much just a really great Star Wars show with just really great visuals and story. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion, and it doesn't have to be yours.